Vortex, I want to talk about something that originally inspired my first channel, Aimless. In case you're not familiar, that's one of the channels that is featured at the bottom of this channel. Now, I started this channel when I was under the false impression that I have borderline personality disorder. Now, the more research that I've done on mental illness, and I've done a lot of it, has led me to the conclusion that personality disorders and all forms of mental illness can fluctuate. They usually don't, but they can, okay? So, what that means is you can go in and out of schizophrenia. Okay, so schizophrenia, that's basically like the golden key. Like, because that's like the tippy top of mental illness. When people think of mental illness, that's what comes to their mind. What should come to their mind is borderline personality, narcissist personality, antisocial, but that's never the case. It's usually schizophrenia, maybe like OCD. And now you have all these like wannabe mental illness disorders like bipolar and Asperger's, autism, all that stuff. They just can't stand the glory of schizophrenia. It's fine though. It's fine. We'll take it all. But yeah, so I definitely dealt with borderline personality being a female. I think that all females. Now I have this theory. Imagine that, me having a theory. I have this theory now that women are actually narcissists. I thought that they all had borderline personality. Now my theory is that if they're a decent person, they have borderline personality, which means they can increase their awareness, and whenever they increase their awareness, they won't be a borderline anymore. But narcissists, I don't think that they have this potential. And the reason why I say this is because I've dealt with enough of them and they don't change. And no matter how much it might seem like they're changing, it's all on the surface because their core personality is insistent that they're a victim, they're entitled, they've been neglected. So, pardon me while I drink my green goo. This is nasty shit, and I'm still drinking it because I want to be a healthy person unlike the rest of this country. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know why people are like getting married and having kids and all that. If you look at like the prevalence of mental illness, that just seems like a really terrible idea. Now, I understand that like you want to make this world a better place and you think that your kids are going to be better than all of the kids that they're going to grow up with and be associated with and be forced to like be in the same space with. Now, I'd like to believe that, you know, if you're a good parent and you raise your kids right, your kids will like rise above that. I think that that's only possible if you raise them in such a way that is indicative of like, you know, a strong foundation in God. Whereas most people are not raising their kids like that. So that's why I say that. But it's crazy though, like how many parents are just like so shocked that their kids like want to be, you know, the other gender. What's gender now, right? Yeah, what is it? What is it? I don't know what it is. Right? The giant question mark. Well, people are probably gonna get mad because I make light of these situations, but it's like, y'all motherfuckers accepted technology that allowed this to transpire. I mean, technology and the mass media and the education system, like all of that stuff combined, has enabled this identity, politics, gender ideology bullshit. Okay, so and technology and the TV and all that stuff, the public school system, the reason why I hate it so much is because of like that, the whole like march in lockstep with your fellow classmates, hold your hand over your heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance at 7:30 in the fucking morning. You know, it's like, it's obviously a prison. And I think that prison is so much better than school. There's another comic that said the same thing. I mean, so many people feel that way about it because school is in like another version of hell, okay? And the people that think like that their kids need it are stupid parents that shouldn't have been sterilized, okay? Because like you shouldn't have to like put your kids in school, man. Like, now, granted, we live in a society that has totally immersed itself into this whole group thing. And I know that like every society has that. Every society has tribes and rules and a system and all that shit. You don't need to explain that. But like this country has capitalized on that. And because the people that live here are so arrogant, they think that this is the best one. I mean, how stupid can you possibly be looking around you at your fellow Americans and have the audacity to go, oh well, this is a good country. This is a country that's really conscious and cares about itself and really plans for the future. You know? I mean, why would you think that a country like that is good? Like that it's trained its citizens to only think about instant gratification. So of course they reject God. Of course they reject the whole idea of like an omnipotent being that knows everything. Because people here think that they know everything. And they think that if they go on the internet, they can know everything. And it's like, people know less. People are so much more like arrogant about their ignorance than they've ever been. And just because you have that teeny tiny little sliver of people that are working out and deleting apps off their phone, and you know, yeah, that's a really small percentage compared to the rest of them, okay? So like I said, if you're having kids in this world, good fucking luck. And you can call me a cynic all you want. I don't care. I am a cynic. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian. Comedians are supposed to be fucking cynical and shit on the world. Like, sheep complain about the world, but they don't have anything artistic to add to it to make it a better place, okay? You think that if you go fuck somebody, oh, and you fuck the right person. You fuck the right person, and y'all have the right religion. Oh, and that bitch isn't gonna, like, suddenly turn on you and then try to take everything from you and change your son into another daughter, okay? Like, don't think that your wife is, like, immune to that. She's a woman, okay? Women are fickle. Women are stupid, and women are emotionally susceptible to being brainwashed because they're insecure. Now, I'm not saying you didn't luck out. You could have found the one woman that's not a total piece of shit. Congratulations. We're so proud of you! We're so proud of you for knowing that she was good. Because most men don't know a good woman when they see one. And most women don't know a good man when they see one either. Now that we're on the subject of gender, question mark. That gender after party joke is really good. Oh my goodness, it's an amazing joke. I said that to Ronine. I thought of that when I was at Ronine's house, and I said, "Tell me if this is funny," and she laughed immediately, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna use it." And that's a thinky joke too. So she got it immediately, but when I did the joke, like I heard certain people laugh immediately, and then other people laugh like 2 seconds later, which is cool. That's the after effect joke. But the fastest internet that's only getting faster. That's Infinity Internet, in case you're wondering. What's she advertising? That was a billboard that I just read. As if the internet isn't fast enough. As if you're like, no. I want to be brainwashed even more than I already am. I want to be brainwashed quicker, damn it. I'm not getting brainwashed fast enough. Yeah, so... Anyway, the reason why I say the things that I do is because I know way too much about how bad this country is. I know way too much about mental illness in general. And I know way too much about society and the fact that they don't have any interest in studying mental illness. And if you don't have any interest in studying mental illness, like, yeah, you'll probably be the victim of somebody that's mentally ill at some point. And you see this all the time with these men that want to whine about women mistreating them, women cheating on them, women lying about them, stealing from them, all this shit. But you're not going to study mental illness? Bruh. Yeah, I'll do it for you, because I have to do everything for you, don't I? I tell men to stay away from women. I'm like some weird version of MGTOW over here. Well, I have a man in my head. And the man in my head tells me to stay away from other men. Because it's like, I just can't be with anybody. It's so hard for me. And you can ask any of my friends, you can ask people that I used to date, you can ask my family, my coworkers. I isolate myself, dude. I don't want to be around people. And I don't have Asperger's, okay? Most people want somebody to fuck. I don't want somebody to fuck. I don't want somebody to cuddle with. I don't want somebody to watch movies with. Fuck that shit. I don't need somebody to eat with. I don't need somebody to talk to. I'll talk to my damn self. Y'all might think that's pathetic. I think you're pathetic that you need somebody there. But at the same time, I understand why people are biologically driven to be like that. What y'all don't understand is that psychologically, some people are not driven. Like, psychology will cancel out biology. That's interesting what you just said. So psychology can cancel out biology, but biology doesn't cancel out psychology. Yeah, exactly. So, when people say, oh, we'll just find a good woman. A good woman? What the fuck is that? She's a good woman, she's gonna be like me. She's not gonna shave. And you're not gonna be able to tell her what to do. She's gonna understand things. But honestly, I don't think that men know what they want either. I think that men are just as indecisive as women. I think that men are just as indecisive, just as stupid, just as reckless and irresponsible as women. But it's just this constant war between the sexes, it's this constant war between the races, it's this constant war between the generations, the religions, the politics. It's like, why don't we all just kill ourselves, you know? Like, it's just so stupid. Like, everything is so stupid. I've got cat hair all over my pants, dude. And look, courtesy of Arlo, that's my last cat. This is why he died, because he chewed up my clothes. Like, he ate large patches of my clothes. You can say that's because I was living in squalor, and you're absolutely right, I was. So it is my fault that he died. In a way. He was also a self-destructive cat. He's like the Jerry Garcia of cats. He didn't die in a rehab clinic, though. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Anyway, let's see what time it is. Oh, 30 minutes. 30 minutes late. I mean, I've been way later than that, but it's still not good. But anyway, yeah, I studied borderline personality for a long time because of the way that I was reacting to like my boyfriend and his family and all that shit. That's what propelled me into like the study of various mental illnesses. Because of me. I didn't want to behave the way that I was behaving. I didn't want to think the way that I was thinking. I didn't want to feel the way that I was feeling. And so I sought to understand why that was the case. And I was convinced I have borderline personality because of my jealousy. But I noticed immediately when I started doing stand-up comedy that all of the jealousy that I experienced went away. Now, every once in a while, I'll get like a tinge of jealousy whenever I'm around a happy family. And I'm like, man, that would be nice. But, like, I don't want that bad enough. Like, the part of me that would want that is maybe like 0.5%. Okay, so like, O'Doul's. It's like a non-alcoholic beer. That's a good analogy if only you could figure out how to word it right. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, O'Doul's is a non-alcoholic beer that has like 0.5% alcohol. And that's the largest percentage of me that wants to be conventional and have, you know, a husband and kids and all that. The thing is, I'd be an amazing mom, but a really terrible wife. Because I'd ignore my husband. And that's no way to raise kids, man. That's fucked up that people think that that's okay to raise your kids in a broken home and all that shit. No, the reason why you have all these kids that are screwed up is because of that. Whether mom walked out, dad walked, it's usually dad. Or mom just took the kids because she's a psycho bitch. Okay? There's either that or fucking divorce. You know, like there's so many different things that contribute to like why our society is so screwed up. It has everything to do with the fact that like kids are not raised right. And they're not raised right. It has a huge part to do with the television, okay? Because you can talk about the father being absent, Yeah, but when mom puts her kid in front of a TV and has her kid on ADHD medication because of the fucking jabs that her kid is taking to go to the fucking government school. But why is she putting him in government school? Because she doesn't have money to afford a better school, or she doesn't have the money to be able to homeschool him like she should. Okay, like I have a friend of mine that's a single mom and she homeschools, but she works her ass off. You know, she has her own business, and you know, she's not a feminist or anything like that. Actually, located her at a bar where I was doing stand-up comedy, and she came up to me and she told me she loved my religious jokes, as well as my car, the car that I had prior to this one that had all the God messages on the back of it. And then I saw her in my church. So, you know, there are like good single moms out there, but you know, they typically believe in God. Here's my hat. But she told me, you know, the whole reason why, you know, she had to like divorce her husband was because he was abusive, and he, I guess, had like PTSD. From the war. I don't know. A lot of people are like, oh, well, divorce is terrible, Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I don't agree with getting married. Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, why would you be like, oh, get married? It's like, dude, women are crazy. Men are crazy too. Because men act just like women. Okay, this is a society that's been completely feminized, and you think that men and women can get along and fuck and procreate? Like I said, that percentage is so small. The percentage of people that aren't like totally out of their fucking minds is very, very small, and it's way too small to have hope in, okay? But I don't know, I chose comedy, I chose art. I didn't choose a conventional life. That's cool that you did, but you know, you're gonna be having panic attacks because of everything that this world is doing. I mean, I'm not saying that I haven't had panic attacks because of what this world is doing, but I'd have way more if I had kids, I'll tell you that. And that's not right to raise a kid like having that kind of anxiety or paranoia, you know? Ooh, it's cold now. Quiet. Quiet. Feels good though. It does feel good. But you know, I've talked to a lot of parents that are like just freaking out about like all this stuff going on. And they're like, God, I wish I hadn't had kids. And I'm like, well, that's a terrible attitude to have now, y'all. Don't say that. Don't say that to your babies. Don't be like, God, I shouldn't have had you. But anyway. I love this pillow so much. I'm like so obsessed with this pillow. Like, who needs a family when you have a pillow, you know, that you can hold and cuddle with? Relax, I'm a comedian.